Shows a relatively tight couplet on this storm as it moves out of Hooksett. So let me just circle for you what we're looking at here. And if you haven't been watching over the past couple of days, tornadoes typically sit south side of the storm right here, and that's where there's a possible tornado on the ground, or at the very least the funnel, and this is moving northeastward, which would move it into, again, our viewing area shortly and eventually into southern York County. The storm sits back like this in a hook echo formation, and so we're going to continue to watch that couplet. The stronger it is, the more likely it is there is a tornado that is associated with this. And we actually were looking at this storm just about 15 minutes ago, and we had marked it as the possibility of having a tornado or have some spin into it. So there's a look at the radar. Again, it would be sitting south of the echo there, just probably into Hooksett, to the east of Route 93, and this whole storm is moving east-northeast, and so the speed of it, if we progress this here, let me just loop it, the speed of it is very, very quick, and so we would see it moving into eventually perhaps the Dover area and then trying to cross into York County. Now I will say this, it is relatively rare in New England to get what we call long track tornadoes. So even if we have a tornado on the ground, typically, not always, but typically they do not stay on the ground for the length of distance here. Let me just measure it really quickly, that it would need to traverse to get officially into Maine. We'd be talking about 35 miles. That would definitely be on the long side for tornadoes. But what this cell is showing you is that there is spin in the atmosphere. So all of these other cells to the north, we need to continue to watch for that spin because they're right along this warm front, and each of them is capable of getting into this rotation phase and therefore putting something. There's actually a better look right there. That's a good look at it. Okay, right there is a good look at what would possibly be a tornado. And just to refresh you here, what we're looking for is green and red near each other. And the reason for that is that indicates that you've got opposite moving wind directions very, very close. So in this case, you'd be here and here. And what that means, of course, if you complete the circle, is that you've got low level rotation in that storm, again, right moving through Hooksett. So we will keep an eye on this. Again, I would say that with a tornado warning in place, this is a situation, if you're in that tornado warning, that you do need to take cover, take this seriously, as if there is a tornado on the ground at the moment. And we'll track that as it moves eastward. Again, it would most likely move into the southern part of York County if it's able to stay on the ground. Pat.
Keith, News Center continues.